That's fucking talent right there.
Definitely, I remember everything.
I mean, it's a 50-50 toss-up, and I would have pounded your fucking fist either way.
I'll say once I graduated, I really stopped buying physical dicks.
Why can't you be like a normal person in society and sit there and shut the fuck up, man? That's the Captain Major right there. Oh my god. So you go, yo, I know fucking TSM lands here. Let's not fuck with them early, because like when we fuck with TSM, it's gonna be a battle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's not do that early.
And then like, well, there's that, and then like, what's the difference between teaming and third partying, which is a very common battle royale tactic?
That's what I mean. Like, I mean, teaming versus, it's very obvious what the difference is. But like, you know, I don't think it's teaming the way they're describing teaming. I think it's the sense of, like, I've been in some of the pro Apex players' streams when they say like, oh, yo, fucking, these guys are there. I know it's them.
Yeah.
Or like if someone gets a down and they see who shot, they go, oh, yo, fucking TSM is on the roof over here. Stay the fuck away from them.
Yeah, I guess when you're at that level, you start recognizing names and you know.
Oh, yeah, they all know each other.
Yeah.
All the guys in those tournaments know each other. They all play with each other. They all know what they fucking like to do. A lot of teams know where like other pro teams like landing spot is.
Yeah.
And like every team literally has like a landing spot, and you usually don't even fight. Everybody just chills at the beginning.
Yeah.
Loots up, and maybe there's a fight like after everybody's looted. They go like invade somebody else, but most of the time everybody kind of just like
spreads. Yeah, imagine most people have like their own landing zone, so it's probably very quiet for the most part at the beginning.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even when you play pubs, like, you know, when we were playing all the time, we had like a select few spots depending on like which way the bus went that we just went to all the time.
Yeah.
Or if you're me, I just drop fucking middle every single time, no matter what.
But like even then, there's some spots that we pick that are kind of hot spots.
Yes, but I'm saying, like, you know, if we were trying to win, I wouldn't ever land us in hot spots all the time.
Yeah.
I'd relax, take us to an outer location, and then work our way in. But you know, you don't want to go to like this shitty little town that has like no name or anything.
No, yeah, you definitely don't want to go somewhere where you're just gonna have enough loot for one person, and then your other teammates are just gonna struggle the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. You pick a place on the side of the fucking island that not a lot of people go to, and you might have to fight one team.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you just rotate the circle.
Yeah, so I don't know if really teaming can be as big of a crime when it comes to battle royales as it is like in other sports or other esports.
Unless you're like intentionally teaming. Like if you and I drop solos in a war zone and I'm in your party chat and I go, yo, did you get in this game? And you're like, yeah. I'm like, cool. Let's land here. I'm wearing a fucking purple jersey. Don't shoot me. And we just run around and mow down everybody.
Well, it was like those two kids in Fortnite that were teaming at an event, right? And they both dropped in the same spot, and like they would have, I don't know if they were able to call out, but they just had like a common strategy where like the one player would intentionally ignore purple or higher level weapons, and then the second guy would come in, pick up that weapon, and kill him so that he could get a higher kill rate than others. Like he was feeding kills, and that's what they were calling teaming.
Yeah, but also one kill in a solos tournament. What the fuck's the other guy doing?
I don't know. Maybe
you know what I mean. How big of a difference is one gonna like? How big of a difference does one kill make?
Well, I don't know if it's a difference between being number 1 or number 2, but it could be a difference of being like 4th and 5th.
Well, yeah, let's say, you know, I let you kill me every single time, and then you walk outside, get smoked. The guy that wins the game is going to be in first. Like,
then you get screwed. But I think you still have to call it out as cheating if your behavior in game is suggestive that you're just basically feeding me kills. Absolutely.
Sure, fucking ban him. Get him out of there.
Yeah.
Just be like, see ya. We want people that are going to compete.
But yeah.
Bye.
But I will say a part of me is a little biased just because I don't quite understand where battle royales fit in the esports world, because like there's no
weird.
like, how do you tell when someone's number one, because it's so random. Like,
well, that's why they play multiple games, and it's like a point system based off of kills and placing.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's hard to tell, especially like mid game. You don't really actually like know where you are in the standings. Like you play your best every single game.
Yeah,
which I kind of like. I appreciate like guys trying to win every single time. Whereas like your foot might not be on the gas as much if you're absolutely dominating a team.
yeah, I can understand that. Where, I mean, if you want to win, you basically have to get a lot of kills and try to place in the top 5, and then you're probably gonna be in the best position possible.
Yeah, guys try to steal easy kills and make it to like final circle.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you watch competitive Apex, that final circle is insanity. It's the most insane thing.
Yeah, it's
so dumb. Like Watson fences, Wraith portals, and fucking Gibraltar shields everywhere.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It's fun to watch though.
It can be fun to watch. There are times where you're kind of like,
there's some situations where like if one team really gets the advantage, it's like, oh well.
Like there's certain rotations of the circle too, where like the best players know what to do when they die. Because when you die, like end circle, you're not getting rezzed.
Yeah.
So like the part of the map where it's over the lava.
Yep.
After they get down, they just walk into the lava, so nobody can armor swap their armor.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like finding a way to keep yourself away from the fight so they can't use you as armor swapping. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious because like when you see a player drop down into the lava pit, there's like 15 other boxes down there. Yeah. You're like, did everybody die and just jump down there? And it's literally exactly what happens. If someone gets downed and goes, ah, shit, just walks off the edge.
Lava pit has the highest kill rate of the entire game.
It probably would. It probably would.
But yeah, I guess we did miss the part where World's End came back. Or World's Edge. I'm screwing that up. Yeah. World's Edge.
Missed it?
I think it came out last week that it was back in the regular rotation.
Oh, you're saying missed it as in like didn't talk about it on the podcast?
Yeah.
I don't think you need to talk about it, man. I think 99% of the world feels that World's Edge is probably a superior Apex map. The new Kings Canyon is actually not that bad, though.
It's not that bad. I still think it's got a little bit improving to do in the looting system. But it definitely is much better than before. Yeah,
I would agree. And I'm glad Skulltown is gone. Fuck that place. Fuck that place.
Otherwise, we could talk about A Way Out for a bit.
We did do our first ever Random Nades live stream.
Yeah, I want to get your thoughts on it. How did you think it went?
I think it was good.
I think it went good as well. I think the game is very entertaining, so we at least were having fun playing the game, because I think you want to make a stream as boring as possible, have people play a game that they don't like to play.
No, yeah, 100%.
So I wasn't too sure.
That game is very good.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how the game was gonna. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel playing the game, and I wasn't sure how it was gonna come off on stream. Like I always worry about story-based games like that being too slow for stream, and like
there's more time to crack jokes, dude.
Yeah, well, like it was us either roasting each other or making fun of things in the game, and so it was a good time. And I think definitely keeping it at that 3-hour mark was like just perfect, because like you wanted more, but I think if we went more, it would have gone bad. So we'll do it again next week.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, I could definitely keep playing A Way Out.
A Way Out's fun, but it's also nice to like not just fully let yourself dive in, because that way like you're kind of anticipating returning to playing it as well.
Yes,
because I know, for me, I lack control issues within my own life, and something new will happen, dude, and I will like not shower for 4 days and just only do that. And then
Yeah.
I like stand up and forget that I'm actually a person. And I'm like, oh my God.
In a weird way,
Oh
this
my
is
God.
almost like us training you to have a little bit more self-control by microdosing. Well, it is a game you already played, so
Yeah. Well, I'm microdosing myself now, though.
yeah.
I have officially exited retirement.
Oh, you want to bring
From
that up on?
shooters.
You want to bring that up on the podcast, dude?
I mean, dude, I slipped. I fucked up. I fucked up, and I played Call of Duty.
I guess like did something trigger it, or like were you watching someone else play and you just wanted to hop in, or were you like, I want to do something? Like, well,
No, I was just chilling in a party with one of the kids
yeah.
while he was playing a different game and I was playing a different game, and then we just got to talking, and then I was in his lobby.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh shit,
see,
it's happening."
Yeah, I mean, I can get that though. It's when the young kids start talking about it, you kind of like suck energy out of them, like a vampire.
Yeah, and then the one like my son, as I call him,
Your son, yeah,
was like, he was like, "Come on,"
like, Daddy, I don't want to play.
and I'm like, I could play. He was like, "Do it," and I was like, "Fuck,
Do it.
I have to now." He said, "Do it." So yeah.
Unreal.
Dabbled in a little bit of Call of Duty. I'm gonna try not to like go head over heels into the FPS world again, and like hold back a little bit.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I mean, I think for you, what was really getting you tired was not having fun playing it. So like,
I turned into a toxic person.
Yeah, so
Extremely toxic.
I think getting involved in any team like competitive FPS again, I think is probably not the best move. If you want to do duos or trios with friends.
Oh no, I was full in the 5v5, dude.
With the full,
I jumped right back in.
With the full party, with everybody?
Everybody's there. That's what I was just doing.
See, I thought you were just playing like duos with your son.
Nope. Like we started out playing the playlist together, and then because we were playing COD, everybody else was like, "Oh my God,
you're back!
What's happening?" And then before I knew it, the party was full, and I was like, "Oh shit, we're back!"
See,
and then the comms were fucking. And I was like, "Yep, it's back."
You take one little puff, Trent, and then you're just fucking right back in.
That's what I'm saying. I want to like get in, and then I got to get out, and then I get back in, and then I get out. So, hopefully.
Do you think you would benefit from like picking a day that you do that kind of stuff? Like, would that be an idea?
No, because when I schedule stuff, I feel obligated, and whenever there's obligations, I don't want to do them. Dude, even for the stream on Saturday, bro, it almost happened in my brain. I had to fight it off.
But then you gotta have to fix your brain a little bit, Trent, because I feel like for me, booking that on Saturday is like, oh, now I've got something to look forward to. I'm gonna play this story-based game with my friend. I never played this game before. Like,
no, it was fine. Like, it was fine for me to get, but like when we're leading up to it, in my head, I go, oh yeah, I have to do something at this time. Mm-hmm. And then as it gets closer, I just go, man, I just want to sit here and do nothing. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. If you can, for me, I love having a schedule, especially if I can schedule a balance where I'm like, okay, well, throughout the week, I get to experience all these various things that I want to do. So that's what makes me happy. What pisses me off after is when I do schedule all these things and then something comes in to fucking throw a curve at me and it drives me fucking nuts.
I think that drives everybody nuts. So I'm like a different kind of scheduler. I like to just know what I have to do. And then like the time I do it, I like it to be up to me.
See, my problem...
So like if you told me, Trent, you need to put in 10 hours of FPS this week, it would get done, no question. It's just I get to choose when.
Mm-hmm.
What, like, you might be like, I'm going to do 2 hours every day of the weekdays, and then that's my 10. I am going to do 10 hours on one day. Probably. And it'll probably be like the last day.
But that also might be, that also is kind of based on like what your availability is like, right? Bye, Mom.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like,
good night.
All of that shit, if you do it, like, that's how my brain works, bro.
Yeah, I think also, like, for me, I always feel like my time in the afternoon is very restricted.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to, like, micromanage it to, like, the half-hour mark. And so what stresses me out then is, like, a curveball can come in, and it's almost impossible for that curveball not to be, like, an hour and a half or longer. And then that just completely impedes my whole schedule.
Yep.
And so,
welcome to being an adult and life, man.
I'll intentionally stress. Well, I feel like I'm intentionally stressing myself out because I'm already pre-populating my schedule to the half hour and not allowing for elements of surprise to come through during the week.
Yeah.
So I've been definitely trying to pull back, but I think now I might have to even pull back further, and pull back further for us really just means keep it to where we're at, because I'll be honest, man, I'm breaking down.
Breaking down? Wait, you're disintegrating?
Like my body is physically breaking down. Yeah.
Like it's starting at your toes, you're losing them one by one. It's climbing up to your feet, then it'll be at your... Elaborate for me.
Well, you never watched the Marvel movies, but like people who watch, like I'm like, I got Thanos snapped and my body's just slowly disintegrating.
Didn't watch the Marvel movies, so that doesn't work for me.
Well, 90% of the rest of the world will probably understand what I'm talking about.
Dude,
trust me. Trust me. You're the weird guy who hasn't watched the Marvel movies. Trust me.
Dude, those movies suck, bro. I'll be out here watching real movies like Fast and the Furious.
Let us know in the comments if you think Trent is weird for not watching any of the Marvel movies.
I watched the
first one?
The Amazing Spider-Man with fucking Andrew.
That's not an Avenger movie.
Okay. Well, I mean, Spider-Man's an Avenger, though.
Yeah, but he's not the Spider-Man in the Avengers. It's a different one.
Okay, sorry, dude. I'm just saying, I watched it.
It's not Andrew Garfield. It's Tom Holland.
I know.
And Tom Holland is still a better Spider-Man than Andrew Garfield.
But Tobey Maguire is the best Spider-Man.
He's the most dramatic Spider-Man, for sure.
He's the best Spider-Man.
Probably not anymore.
Dude, no.
He's better than Andrew, but Tom Holland is the Spider-Man.
Dude, Donald Glover is my Spider-Man.
Donald Glover.
Fuck the world. And that is a perfect segue into Black Lives Matter.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Yeah. Obviously, there's not that much game news to talk about because I feel like everybody's been consumed by the drama that's been going on in Minnesota and all that.
You know why, though? You know why that happened?
Like, I know what started it. It's the guy.
No, it's because the Minnesota Rocker haven't been playing the same since...
the riots all started because Minnesota Rocker haven't been winning?
100%.
Is that why that guy stole the Lego set from Target? Is that like in protest to Minnesota Rocker not winning?
It's because GodRx is not in MVP form.
You heard it here first, folks.
Jerome, get your shit together.
Get your shit together, otherwise that guy's gonna keep stealing Lego sets, dude.
Dude, people are dying out there. And it's terrifying.
Yeah, no joke, it's getting pretty freaky.
Dude, the videos online, my brain breaks watching them.
It's kind of hard. Like, obviously, there's terrible things happening to these people, and I do feel sympathy. So what I'm saying from here on out, please recognize that I am sympathetic towards these people. It's just, when I watch these videos, I see what happens, and I just feel like shaking my head and being like, why did it even come to this? Why is this even a thing?
Did I watch a video of like this young black couple in a car? I don't know if you saw it.
No, I don't think so.
The cops are like pulling them out of the car, and I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, they're not even moving, dude. And like the guy like hasn't gotten out of the car, so the cop starts just bashing the fucking window in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, just let him get out of the car.
Yeah, I do want to be defensive because I've watched so many of these kind of videos on the internet, and like it's always like a 1 minute clip, and you don't know
the context.
You don't know the 23 hours before, and you don't know the 23 hours after that video. You just know the 1 minute video that gets posted on Twitter.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know what the context was for this couple to even be getting.
Because I mean, let's say the scenario was 48 hours prior. New York Police Department makes an official statement saying for everybody to stay in their homes, because remember, we are in a quarantine still, so people aren't supposed to be running around in public.
Yeah.
And so, while some cities have gone that extreme, even in the U.S., some of the cities have gone that extreme where if they see you outside in public without a mask, you will get arrested, you will get a fine. I don't know if it's all those cities in the States, but I've definitely have seen that. So if they're in that scenario, say 48 hours, they remind people, hey, you need to stay in your homes. But all these people say, fuck you, we're going to protest.
Mm-hmm.
They go outside. Police start trying to round these people up.
It's a peaceful protest.
It's peaceful until, like, I don't understand these fucking 10%ers or even 1%ers that make the protest violent and start rioting.
Yeah. That's not going to help the cause.
Yeah, like, obviously, you cannot say that you're protesting against police brutality by beating the shit out of the police. Like,
I mean, you can say whatever you want to say. That's definitely not a good example.
You can say what you want, but that's definitely not a good example of what you should be doing.
Yeah, you're right. When you're right, you're right.
And like, obviously, you see all these videos of like, oh my god, the police ran over these people, and oh my god, the police are kicking and punching and swinging their nightsticks at all these people, and it's like, yeah, like, you guys are fucking rioting.
It's tough. People shouldn't be dying though, and makes me feel bad,
I agree. People shouldn't be dying, and there should be some changes to how the police handle people on an individual basis. And I think having 4 people on one guy and putting your knee on a guy's neck is not fucking proper technique.
Well, that scenario definitely, that like homeboy needs to be taught proper grappling technique,
or proper restraining techniques. Like that shouldn't be.
That's what I mean. Like
that shouldn't be acceptable.
Like there needs to be a proper technique for putting handcuffs on a guy and not putting your fucking knee on his head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, his head's not going to do any damage to you.
Not with his chest flat on the ground.
That's what I mean. Like, his head can't do any damage to you.
Yeah. What is he going to do? Try to bite
his arms and his legs.
He try to bite you through your leather shoes? Like, what is the guy going to do?
Restrict the arms, restrict the legs, put the cuffs on. Like, but being on a guy's head makes zero sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, dude. We're definitely not qualified to talk about it. I just feel like we definitely need to bring it up.
Yeah.
So that people are aware that Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter, and I'm supporting only the people that are peacefully protesting. If you're out there rioting, I'm sorry, I do not support you.
You're a fucking idiot. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't want to wrap it up on a depressing note like that.
No. We can talk quickly about the new COD event coming up next week. Funny enough, it is the Minnesota Rocker Home Series. Great segue, Matt. It's in Minnesota. Oh, not in Minnesota.
It's not in Minnesota.
But all the big boys are there.
All right, let me see here. Friday lineup: Toronto Ultra versus LA Gorillas. Then FaZe versus Seattle.
Easy clap.
and Florida versus Chicago.
Easy clap.
Man, like your boys
And
your
Dallas
Seattle boys fucking right off the bat they got to compete against Atlanta. Like fuck.
Oh yeah, ain't happening, dog. Ain't happening. They're getting double bopped out.
It's like son of a bitch. And then Dallas and Minnesota at the end.
And Dallas and Minnesota are in Seattle's group.
Yeah.
Seattle's getting double bopped out. They don't beat any of those teams. They might beat the Rocker. They have a chance. They have a chance to beat the Rocker, but I fucking doubt it, man. Unless Octane is a god with a sub.
I was gonna say, do you think we see Octane's Subtane's results in Atlanta, or do you think we really won't see progress until they do compete against like Minnesota or something? I think
you'll just kind of see where he is when he plays against FaZe, but I don't think he's gonna have the best series playing against those subs. It's not the first matchup I would want if I was a sub player. So playing against FaZe as a sub would be the worst thing ever.
So Seattle, Atlanta, Dallas, and Minnesota are all in one group?
In the same bracket.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Chicago are kind of laughing.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, Florida. It's a little unbalanced. I mean, I'm sure it has to be random, but, like...
Chicago should be coasting to a semi.
Yeah.
I mean, the Ultra are a lot better than people think. Florida's decent, but probably like shouldn't give them too much of a threat. Toronto might be the sleeper of that group. I think Toronto and Chicago probably make it out of that group.
Yeah. On that first night, which matchups do you think are going to be the most interesting to watch?
There's a big boy in every single, like, except for the first match, which I'm gonna miss because it's on Friday and it starts early. But besides the first match, every other match should be a fantastic matchup.
In terms of both teams being equally competitive, though.
Well, not equally competitive, but I mean, everybody wants to watch FaZe play. They're disgusting. Florida versus Chicago is gonna be a good match, and then Empire Minnesota is gonna be a good match. That the way the league is right now, dude, it is so competitive. It might be a 3-0. It FaZe might 3-0 Seattle, which will hurt my soul, but it could happen.
It could be a very individual sweaty 3-0.
Game.
Yeah,
isn't going to be, they're not going to win hard points like 250 to 50.
It may not necessarily be a blowout.
No,
for
but
each
I mean,
game.
When you look back, all you see is the 3-0, so you just assume it's a blowout. But every single matchup, I'm seeing closely contested hard points the whole way through.
Oh wait, hold on here. Isn't this so we could potentially see a Chicago and Atlanta final? Because we still haven't seen that yet, right?
We haven't seen them play each other in a tournament setting yet. But also this is online, so it's a little weird, but
it's a little weird, but I mean, we still haven't seen them compete against each other, and this might be a good chance.
Yep.
Although you can't discount Empire, and you definitely can't discount Minnesota. So
you can't count out the Dallas Routers, dude.
Yeah.
Their online play.
Dallas Routers.
Something out of the world. Have you seen the merch they released, dude, with the router on the fucking t-shirt?
No.
Yeah. The Dallas Empire, but instead of the crown, it's a router.
Oh my god. Unreal. The Dallas onliners.
They're literally the onliners. Dallas has a very strong chance to win this event. Dude, you want me to go out on a limb and tell you who's going to win?
All right, if you want to go for it.
Are you ready? Atlanta, Chicago, or Dallas is probably going to be the winner.
Okay, fuck off, man. You just picked the top three. You picked the top three teams.
They're all there, dude. One of them's winning it.
One of them's winning it.
One of them's winning it.
But I mean, I think it's pretty fair to say that you're going to see Chicago in the final.
Because here's the problem. The losers bracket team, when they hit semis, switches sides. So whoever comes out, whoever will be the second out of that Gorillas Toronto Huntsman Florida team, will go across and play the first seed on the other side. So Atlanta and Empire are in the same group. One of them has to lose, which means one of them is going across to play Chicago, probably, if they make it that far.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Which they probably will.
Wait, wouldn't, like, let's say Chicago and Toronto are 1 and 2. Wouldn't Toronto compete against number 1 in the second group?
Chicago and Toronto are 1 and 2?
Yeah.
So what would happen is they would play each other in like winners round 2.
Yeah.
And then the losers of those matches would play each other, and the loser of that match gets eliminated. And then the loser of, like, you know, if it's Toronto and Huntsman, the loser of Toronto and Huntsman plays the winner of Gorillas and Florida. And if they win that, like, Chicago would just go to the final, or would go to the semi, and then the loser of that goes to the other side of the semi and plays the 1 seed from the Group A, like FaZe or Dallas, probably.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming they'll probably do the pick your bracket thing again.
Yeah, I wanted to see that. Was that on the website or was that just on Twitter?
That was on Twitter, I believe.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for that because, like, if I'm okay, do you want to speculate who's going to be in the final and who wins?
Your final, I think, is probably going to be. It's tough, man.
You know what, dude? I'm willing to go for it. I'll say your final is going to be Chicago Huntsman and Dallas Empire.
I think the final is probably Dallas and Atlanta.
If that can be arranged,
no, it can't.
Yeah, it might happen. I can see that happening.
What would happen
too.
if Dallas beats Atlanta in the round 1? Atlanta, if they win their like elims to eliminate the Surge and the Rocker, would go across and play the Huntsman
and play the Huntsman early.
If the Huntsman make it that far as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, FaZe coming across to play the Huntsman is scary for the Huntsman.
Yeah, both of us think Dallas will be in the final. Do you think Dallas?
Do think Dallas edges out FaZe in the group too.
Do you think Team Router wins this tournament or no?
I think if Team Router plays FaZe, they win. But if somehow the Huntsmen get past FaZe and end up in the finals, I have a weird feeling that Chicago beats the Empire.
Okay.
But this tournament is like the first tournament in a long time where all the big boys are there. So I'm excited.
It should definitely be a good one.
It should be if you don't tune in, you're not a fan of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And not to mention, dude, Seattle's there. That's all I need, bro.
That's all you need.
I just need Seattle. It's my team.
I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for Subtane.
Yes, definitely watch the first series against... Dude, first match after playing AR for fucking 6 years. He's running a sub in a tournament setting against Simp, Abizi, Priesta, and fucking Celium.
It's just so rude. It's just so rude.
He's gonna go like neg 30, bro.
Honestly, I would love if that boy tweeted just like, really, the first tournament that I have to compete with a sub is against the team that is most notorious for using a sub.
I think there was something, but I don't think he was like that, like down about it. You know what I mean?
But still, I'm sure he wouldn't be that down about it. But like as me following the story of Seattle, it's just like, fuck me, man, really? Well, I guess you got to bring out your A game, and maybe that's what he needs. Maybe he needs like
the good news is that's a quick test to see where you are.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, you come out of the gate. Like, Seattle literally has nothing to lose in this group.
Mm-hmm. And I think you'd be surprised when people get pushed to a corner and they realize, okay, I'm not competing against some fucking John Doe team. I'm literally competing against the best team in the league right now. I have to step up my A game. Could honestly be a fucking 3-1 final or something, you know?
Like that's what I mean. Like a lot of people don't understand how competitive the league is. They just see like the three big boys on top and go, "Oh, they're dominating."
Oh,
but if you go down into like each individual match, man, like there hasn't been that many like absolute dominating performances.
Not really, no.
As of recent. Like early on, there was some fucking bad ones where you were like,
honestly,
like,
if anybody in the top 6 is competing, it pretty much is like a sweat fest, and there's like one deciding factor that lets them hold the lead until the end, or there's a miraculous change at the end that lets them win. It's not very much
even
like
down into the fucking last place teams, bro. Like everybody's competitive.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you know, like in most of the time, FaZe is going to edge out like the Gorillas. But it's not like the Gorillas are incapable of fucking taking maps off FaZe.
By no means, no.
And they're in fucking last. And they have a guy who literally has a 0.7 KD overall.
That's my KD.
In his last event, the Gorillas, like S&D stats, last event, it was like 1.5, 1.3, 1.2, 1.1, and the fucking last guy has a 0.4. It's like a 0.4 something.
Yeah.
Spart's been struggling, bro. Spart has been struggling and will probably get replaced.
All right, then.
It will probably happen.
Well, I'm hyped for that. Definitely, I'm going to keep an eye out for...
Subtain. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm not excited at all, don't worry.
All right, that's going to be a wrap here, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to stay tuned later on in the week as we're going to be releasing episodes of A Way Out from our stream on Saturday into segmented chapters.
Clippers on Twitter or on the YouTubes.
Clippers on the YouTubes.
Clippers on the YouTubes, mate.
And highlights will be on the Twitter and the Instagram.
Okay, and we're Irish, Scottish, not really sure.
Yep, now we're getting banned from Twitter.
And yep, Black Lives Matter.
All right, thank you very much, guys. As always, follow the channels down below. Make sure to talk to us. We will respond in, the next 2 weeks or so.
And also, Random Nades, no spaces, on Twitch, Saturday.
Yes, Saturdays.
Be there.
Be there or be rectangular.
You ruined it.
I'm sorry. All right, I guess. Throw that nade. Shh.
Octane's going to be the best sub in the game.